Welcome to Wealth Migrate. Now this section has been built for sophisticated high net worth individuals that are looking to take a portion of their wealth that they've created here in South Africa and to externalize it, to migrate that wealth into international property and offshore markets. Do you know that over 80% of people that actually 80% of people that invest overseas actually lose money? So what is this section about? Well, this section is about educating you. This section is about helping you make educated and informed decisions so that you can ultimately get wealth preservation, a plan B, and peace of mind. There's 6 sections to this, and again, you can go above and use the drop down menu, or you can go below to the boxes and you can click on the boxes. The very first one is the webinar. The webinar is a 2-hour presentation where we go through in detail. We actually go through the 5 most dangerous trends affecting all South African citizens today. And we teach you how you can come up with a strategy so that you can have wealth preservation, a plan B, and peace of mind. We look at all the different markets from Australia to America to England and even China. We look at the problems and the solutions. We look at the fears and the concerns. We help you understand, and most importantly, we educate you on the things you need to know before you actually invest overseas. So we would highly recommend. Now, we offer this for free. It cost us millions in terms of putting the research together and in terms of our experience and actually what we had to do to make it actually happen. But the reason that we want to offer it to you for free is so that you can understand, you can be educated, so that you can make the right decisions for you and your family's future. The next section is a survey. We have different surveys depending on which country you're interested in, but ultimately it's about understanding you. It's understanding your core, your needs. What are you trying to achieve? Why are you trying to achieve it? Where are you looking to invest? Why are you looking to invest there? What time scales are you looking to invest? For us, it's all about time is your most valuable asset, and it's also our most valuable asset. So the more we understand about you, the more we'll be able to assist you. You know, they say in life, do you want to play a poker relationship or a doctor relationship? If we play a poker relationship, I keep my cards close to my chest and I don't tell you, what it is that I'm trying to achieve. In a doctor relationship, on the other hand, I go and I say, doctor, my shoulder's sore, I don't know how to move it, and he does some tests, and I trust him, and I let him help me. I explain all my frustrations and my concerns, and then he gives me a solution. Now, to be honest, if you want to play the poker relationship, we actually can't assist you, because for us, we need to have an open relationship. We need to understand your values, your concerns, your worries, what you're looking to achieve, what are your dreams, your goals, what is it that you're trying to achieve for you and your family. And once we understand that, we can find a bespoke situation and solution to ultimately help you come up with your own personal solution. Which brings me on to point number 3, which is actually setting up a meeting. We've got a number of accredited offshore wealth consultants. They've been through an extensive training program. We spend over 500,000 Rand training them so that they are at a level of expertise. They are in a very, very elite category that understands property, they understand wealth preservation, they understand offshore investment and all the dynamics that go through it. And really why it's important to sit with them is because they can then understand where you are, they can explain to you the situation, they can take you through the process, and once they've done all that, they can come up and help you design a bespoke solution. And for me, it's also about trust. It's being able to shake someone's hand and know that they're there. And I always joke, but those foreign estate agents that fly over here and sit in a hotel and then piss off. And the problem is, the moment you pay them the money, you can't get hold of them. Well, our guys are here. Our ladies are here. They're on the ground. And I always joke with my clients, but you can come find me with a baseball bat and beat me over the head. But that's just a facetious joke. But the bottom line is, we proud South Africans, our reputation is very important to us here in South Africa, and our offshore wealth consultants have been through rigorous training so that they can be up to speed to be able to deliver for you, so that you can maximize the experience in terms of finding the right solution in terms of where you are actually. The 4th section is a country overview. So what you need to do there is that if you want to understand the difference between the different countries, you can go and analyze, you can go into Australia, you can go into the UK, you can go into America. You can really get to grips in terms of what is actually happening in those markets. We've got frequently asked questions, we've got tax and finance, we've got videos, we've got documents with regards to those areas, we've got past opportunities, we've got research, we've even got a fact file, we've got an overview, we've got pictures, everything that you need to know about that country, and we try and keep that as up to date as possible. But in one place you can actually review different investment destinations and the pros and cons, the risks and the opportunities, which we believe is very, very important in terms of where you actually are. Also, with regards to that country overview, what we've also done, and the fifth section is where we've shown you properties that our clients have invested in. So we've shown you properties that our clients have invested in Australia and the UK, both residential, commercial, shopping centres, student accommodation, medical centres, all the type of things. We've got some of the biggest and best partners here in South Africa. We've got the best of breed partners overseas, and we talk you through the experiences. Some of them didn't necessarily go ahead. We also show you why they didn't go ahead, the level of due diligence that we were doing, and how we found out what the problems were. And that's why I believe it's so important to have the right caliber partners, because we found fantastic opportunities that looked so good on paper. We were willing to jump on an airplane and fly over to Sydney and take a look, but only when we got there did we realize that there was a slight nuance that would kill us in the future. And you know, they always say in property, you're only as good as what you buy it for. So I wanted to explain to you, the type of properties that we've helped people invest in over the years in the different countries. And then lastly, we've got the opportunities. At the end of the day, we are not an estate agent. We do not flog property. We are not interested in selling you what we've got on our books. For us, it's about understanding you. It's about understanding what it is you're looking to achieve and then helping you find a bespoke solution. But it is useful to let you know the current opportunities that are available. Not all of them will be there, because at the end of the day, a lot of our opportunities are actually off market, but it certainly gives you an idea of the type of things that are available in terms of where you are. So that is all about wealth migration. At the end of the day, the philosophy of wealth migration is a story that I learned from my uncle. My uncle basically started his first business in Zimbabwe in 1980. He was working for one of the most successful, the most wealthiest person in Zimbabwe. And that gentleman sat down with my uncle and he said, no matter what you do, never live with your money. So at the age of 31, my uncle set up an offshore bank account, and every time he made some money, he put some of it overseas in terms of foreign currency. He had absolute heydays in Zim. He said to me, and he's not an arrogant man, it was easier to make money than it was to print confetti. Just like in South Africa, where there's fantastic opportunities. But ultimately in 2003, the fairy tale came to an end. It wasn't because he wasn't making money, it was because his son, the teacher kept changing every term, and in Harare there were eventually no dentists left. But when he had to move, he had set up a structure. He had a plan B. And because of that, he could move to Australia. He could get it on a business visa because he had US dollars. He bought his house, a $1.2 million house, for cash. He could put his son through a private school in Australia, and he could retire in Australia. And sure, he's not Rockefeller in Australia, but he lives a very comfortable life. And so for me, it's all about having a plan B. I love this country. I'm absolutely passionate about South Africa and Africa. I've lived here for over 4 generations, and I pray that me and my family continue to live here for many, many generations. But at the end of the day, you never know what the future holds. So for me, it's about scenario planning. For me, it's about understanding the market, understanding the risks. And by doing that, if you've got a plan, no matter what scenario takes place, then you can have that peace of mind. You can have that peace of mind knowing that you are looking after your family, not only in the short term, but also in the medium to long term. Would you go to the casino and put all your money on red or black? You wouldn't, because what happens if it lands on green? Maybe that's the scenario that we live in this country. I believe it's not just a South African thing. Imagine you'd invested all your money in America in 2007 in American property. You'd be looking a little bit bloody stupid right now. So it's about diversification. It's about taking advantage of international markets. And because of that upbringing is why I went to London when I was 21. It is why I bought my first international property when I was 24. It is why I created an offshore business where I can generate and build offshore assets and earn offshore income, both from my properties and from my businesses. Because at the end of the day, I can live in this magnificent environment. I can live here in Cape Town with Table Mountain as my backdrop, with the ocean and watching a magnificent sunset. But not all my wealth is tied up in South Africa. Not all my eggs are tied up in South Africa. And at the end of the day, Wealth Migrate is all about wealth preservation, a plan B, and peace of mind for you and your family. Don't risk their future. Make sure you have a plan, no matter what scenario transpires. Cheers.